Rey Mysterio, could butcher this a little, but this is pretty much what happened. Everyone should have seen Rey Mysterio has a move called the 619. In a WWE ring, he grabs onto both the middle ropes, swings his whole body around, and just kicks the person in the head. Out of all finishes, it is very light on to the opponent.
Wise,
and out of all finishes you could take, this is probably a preferred one. You're just taking a couple of like chins to the head, but in a really light, because wrestling is fake, but you can block it.
Yeah, no, so you're spot on.
It's better than taking something from fucking the top
rope.
With
like that actual like force behind it.
Yeah, so he did that move in Mexico in just a house show, not in WWE, separate. He wasn't in WWE. Guy died as well.
I didn't it really?
Hit the 619 and the guy died.
Like what?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokaii with two eyes. We are back. We are on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Now, we're going to do a little segment here. I don't know if it's a segment. It might be a one and done, honestly.
Could be. You never know.
But I just wanted to just roll off the tongue scenarios back and forth. Just the most ridiculous stuff that we can think of. Okay? And just to keep it going. Are the lights different colours?
I was thinking it. I'm not going to lie. And I was like... Maybe I'm a dumbass.
I tried to focus and I'm like, hang on. But we roll with it.
We're going to have to.
What a crazy scenario, a real life scenario.
Yeah, real one. Okay. How are we going to survive?
That's it, mate. Okay, I'm going to give you a scenario first.
All right.
You're in high school.
Yes.
You're in year 8.
Okay, yep.
You're doing your math. The hypotenuse and those ones, whatever the other ones were.
Not good. Sin cos 10.
Yep. You have to stay back and you have to do some homework. You've got a teacher. She's very attractive.
Okay.
Very attractively. Okay. All right. Shows a bit too much cleavage. All the other teachers and kids talk about it.
Okay.
I know she's a bit too much. But she rolls into it.
All I'm thinking about is just Mr. G, and that's that is just the only thing.
What a goated show.
Ecstasy. Ecstasy.
Grandma's been raped.
She's a naughty girl with a
bad habit.
Bad habit for drugs.
Is hug okay? Not okay.
Okay. Not okay.
I put my hands in the wrong spot. I put my hands on the arse part. I said okay. Anyway, so she asked you to stay back for detention. Okay. You're thinking, I'm doing fine. I know my hypotenuse. 7 + 9 = 72, whatever. And then you're going through, you're like, Miss, why are you holding me back? She says, Lee, I've never felt like this before for a 14-year-old boy.
Is that not a little bit creepy? Like,
this is the scenario, mate. Yeah, it is creepy.
Well,
it is creepy. Yeah. She looks in you, she says, first aid room. Let's go. And she means sex.
First aid room. Yeah. It's right there in the title.
What does year 8 Lee do?
Honestly, probably panic. Because I don't know what I'm doing.
It'd be a rush of fear. No excitement, just fear.
Well, there'd be a little bit of excitement. Like, wow, this could be happening. Yep. But I feel like I just wouldn't be knowing what to do.
Yeah.
I'd be useless. I'd just be like, do I take off now?
I wouldn't even be able to use my school laptop for porn because it's blocked. So I'm still very unsure.
What even is this world? Oh, the boys are never going to believe me. That's like a thing as well. Like, have you noticed? Sorry, like, no, I don't want to stray too far off topic, but like, whenever that happens, it's always like everyone tells like everyone.
Like, mate,
and
spot on.
And it's just like another scenario. If it does happen to you, do you tell?
Yeah. Oh no, hold on. There is only we've got one. I've only known of one mate who is so, I guess, the word's genuine and honest, but wouldn't reveal too much.
Yeah.
He honestly never told too many people about his sexual life with his girlfriend. The only friend I knew. So mad respect for him, but also fucking tell me. Yeah. But mate, I think a lot of people out there will agree with me. Oh, mainly guys.
Yeah.
Just guys, I think. When you're going for the first kiss or going to sleep with someone, you might be in love with them or not. It doesn't matter. At that age, all you're thinking about is how you're going to tell your friends.
Yeah, no, very true.
That's it. I swear to God, all you're thinking about is going, oh my God, if I'm going to kiss her, oh my God, I'm going to be one of the first boys in my group to kiss.
No, you're not wrong.
I remember that being about losing virginity. I remember our massive group. There was only a couple of people lost their virginity. So when I lost mine, mate,
Yeah, you came to school like hair
with
slicked
a
back.
strut and everything.
Jumper was a bit better looking that day.
I felt like I was 6 foot tall.
So you were looking like bloody Brock Lesnar, mate. You were bulky. You were massive. It was like, geez, I've never seen him like this before.
I think after I had sex, that was the first time I was like, you know what, I'm going to do push-ups. I just was like, I'm
feeling myself
this
today.
is the new me. So just complete nervousness. That's
I would
very
think
simple.
so, man. I wouldn't have a clue what to do.
You really wouldn't at that age. It'd just be nothing but nerves.
I feel like a kiss would more just be like a peck. I'd be like, I guess I'll do this. I don't know.
What's your scenario for me?
My scenario is
It's on the spot, so it can be as stupid, as crazy as you want.
you're up in the sky on a flight. You're in a plane.
Yep.
Someone gets up off the thing and says like, "No, that's it. I don't want to take it anymore." Opens the emergency door. What are you looking for? Like parachute? Do you just like what do you do?
One of those hidden parachutes on a plane.
Yeah, well they could be, man. I don't know.
Okay, is this
not like terrorist or anything? Just like someone's just like more or less like lost the like
gone rogue?
Yeah.
Full on. Okay, in this scenario, is it a matter of time that everyone else is getting sucked out of the plane and it's going down?
Well, I feel like it could be.
Okay, I am going to the door.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I'm blocking everyone else off. Okay.
Really?
Yep. And I am going to try to jump out at the exact moment we hit the water. I'll be fine.
Man, that is a bold and gutsy move.
Wait, have you ever thought about that? One of the worst things I could ever imagine is an elevator just free falling and being in it.
Fuck that.
But
just being stuck in an elevator, man.
Is it a thing that when it goes to hit the ground, if you jump at the exact right moment, you'll be able to save yourself some damage?
I have no. I feel like that is surely a thing that's been done on MythBusters.
Yeah, I feel like that can't be true.
But that surely can't be true.
There's no way.
I wouldn't have thought so.
It'd be interesting if it was.
I swear, isn't like one of like the things like if that ever like you meant to like lie down.
Oh really?
Be as like close to the ground as possible or something.
I
know the thought of even like I don't really have claustrophobia, but the thought, not even kidding, being stuck in an elevator like between levels.
Mate, I saw a video.
I swear when I say this, probably one of my biggest fears.
Okay, this would be even worse then. I saw a video on Facebook where what happened was they were obviously stuck and they were trying to call support to help them out. Started flooding. The elevator started flooding.
No, fuck
so
that.
they're at their neck.
No, fuck that.
Stuck in an elevator with a phone going, please, please, for the love of God, it is flooding. Oh,
no, fuck that. That's chills. That makes me feel extremely uncomfortable.
It does.
I don't like the thought. Like the thought of that. Nah.
Okay. Next scenario.
Yep.
You are walking down the street.
Okay.
You're walking down the street. You are watching 3 girls, let's say age 19 to 20, beat up, like really beat up, a girl who is 15, 16. This girl, very innocent. The other ones, station rats.
Okay, right.
Not just real low lifes. There is no one else around. The option of calling the police, they're not getting there for another 20 minutes. It is just you.
Yeah.
Are you throwing hands? And also, they're not going to stop. They've what's it? It's not misjudged. They've misidentified this girl, so they think it's someone else.
Wow, yeah,
so they think this girl's done this absolutely horrible thing to them.
Yeah,
so
right.
You're not gonna stop them in the way of. They're gonna keep going.
Okay.
So you might have to knock out some bitches.
Man, I don't see the world that we live in, 2022. I feel like there's a lot of frowned upon, but I feel like
frowned upon to save a 14-year-old girl.
You didn't let me finish. I was going to say, I feel like you'd almost like have to, man.
Surely,
like if they're there by themselves, they can't defend themselves. They're clearly like beaten up, like battered and what. Like, I don't feel like you could just sit there and just like walk away. Like you have to get involved and. I don't know, man. Like if there's some pushing and shoving or some retaliation, I feel like you'd be able to use it in your defense. Surely,
I think the way of attack would have to be choke out unconscious each one.
Yeah, okay.
I feel that's the only way you can make sure you don't do some serious damage.
Mm.
Is you'd have to make sure you choke them out
Yeah,
unconscious.
sleep hold or something.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on referees who stop fights too late, whether it be the UFC, MMA? Because I saw one recently where a girl was choked out, and as she was getting choked out, she was having a seizure. So her hands were still moving, but you could see on the camera, it was like,
she was gone.
You are out.
You got to call that. I reckon you need to call that sort of stuff out because it can just lead to like long-term injuries, man. Like actual like brain damage and stuff like it, depending on like what the situation is.
In the moment, though, it'd be very hard to judge.
I feel like it would be hard to judge in the sense, like, depending on where the referee's standing for say. Like, I know that you're saying that if she is, like, obviously in a seizure, like, twitching and stuff like that, the referee could easily mistake that for, like, oh, they're still responsive, so, like, I won't call it.
Herb Dean had a famous one where, so Ben Askren, his first fight into the UFC after he came from Bellator, he versed Robbie Lawler. Robbie Lawler is an absolute fucking brawler. I know that rhyme, but it worked out well. So Robbie fucked him up, and I mean just laid the hands on him. He was about to win the fight.
Oh, wow.
It's so close to a stoppage. And a different referee could have actually stopped the fight. He was just laying punches in, left, right, and center. Beautifully placed everything. Ben Askren is a grappler.
Yep.
Okay. Submission and a submission artist as well.
Mm-hmm.
They went to the edge of the cage, and Ben Askren got in I think a bulldog choke. I could be wrong. I don't know what choke it is, but he got in a choke.
Okay.
During that time, Robbie Lawler was holding it, and then he just dropped his hand. He just dropped it, right?
Yep.
As he dropped his hand, because the referee couldn't see his face, he sat there and thought, oh, you're out. You're out cold. The minute he called it, he said, stop. Robbie got up straight away. He's like, what are you doing? My hand just, I'm fine. I'm fine. Herb Dean immediately goes, fuck, man, I'm sorry. Fuck.
Oh, wow, he actually apologized.
Yeah, because the minute...
No, but like that's crazy that like a referee... Because I feel like we don't see that a lot in sport, man. I feel like the referee's like, well, no, like I'm not in the wrong. Like I don't feel like we see that enough.
Well, you kind of...
But I suppose when it's like that in that situation...
It's your career. So if you sit there and go, I really fucked up, it's like you're admitting I made a massive mistake. I could lose my job. Because that is very big. Speaking of referees in sports, okay, and on that just quickly, they definitely have a hard job. And something like that, if he let that go and was like, no, I think you're going to be all right. Imagine if he was choked out.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's a lose-lose situation for the referee.
Because that's more and more seconds that he's not getting blood to his brain. Yeah. And he's just, so could be...
He can't win. Like, seriously, credit to all the referees, umpires and stuff. I know that, like, I'll bash on him and all that being a sports fan, but at the same time, man, like, there's no way I'd want to do that job.
There was an awesome Muay Thai referee I saw where a fighter got kicked in the head and just plank, right?
Oh, wow.
Like plank goes to fall over, just knock out, would have whacked his head. This referee jumped out, caught the back of his neck as he fell down, and he fell down with him. So his head didn't whack on the ground. It just kind of slowly
That's pretty lucky because, again, like that's a lot of, Mate,
I'm surprised there's not as many deaths in these sports than we see. So,
well, that's true.
For example, the only two I can think of recently, there was a boxer all the way out. It could have been in Africa or something like that. It was just a small, it wasn't even a stadium. It was just a small arena. And you might have seen on Facebook, the boxer was in a fight, got hit pretty hard, and then he just started boxing air.
Yes. He
just started boxing air, and the other boxer went to hit him. He went, whoa, something's wrong. And the referee was confused too and didn't stop it quick enough, but then went, oh, something's wrong. He died. 6 hours later.
Holy shit.
Same with WWE. Okay, WWE, Rey Mysterio, could butcher this a little, but this is pretty much what happened. Everyone should have seen Rey Mysterio has a move called the 619. In a WWE ring, he grabs onto both the middle ropes, swings his whole body around, and just kicks the person in the head. Out of all finishes, it is very light on to the opponent.
Wise,
and out of all finishes you could take, this is probably a preferred one. You're just taking a couple of like chins to the head, but in a really light, because wrestling is fake, but you can block it.
Yeah, no, so, you're spot on.
It's better than taking something from fucking the top rope.
With like that actual like force behind it.
Yeah, so... He did that move in Mexico in just a house show, not in WWE, separate. He wasn't in WWE. The guy died as well.
Oh, didn't it really?
Hit the 619 and the guy died.
Like what? Hit like must have like hit like the kick to like the temple maybe.
Like, something like I didn't read too much into it, but he got hit, and maybe it was something the way he hit in the neck. Because you hear things like people sneeze and some people get paralyzed because their neck twists on.
Yeah,
and you've probably had it too. You've probably had a moment where you've twisted your neck and you've had such a sharp, massive pain go down. You go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, most definitely.
And I sit there and I go, okay, UFC. If you get a hard enough hit to the temple,
that's game over.
You get a concussion and you don't treat it right, you can die. I'm very surprised there hasn't been, with some of the fucking head kicks we've seen and things like that, that there hasn't been more death.
Yeah, or just like long sustaining injuries.
I did see a massive one where a guy called MVP, Michael Venom Page, he kneed a guy in the head, and on the X-ray is an actual fucking dent in his head. That
happened like not too long ago, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe a few years back.
Like, sort of thing. Because, remember, Man, some of those injuries are like real gruesome.
Did you see one?
Even like the leg kicks and then like the leg just folds, man.
Did you see one? Oh, they are bad, especially because they fall back on their leg. There's a guy called Sage Northcutt. Okay. I reckon you would have seen him. He got into the UFC from the Contender Series. He was a real upcoming talent. You know when there's some people like...
And you can just tell?
Yeah, you know how WWE pushing the superstar Austin Theory?
Yes.
UFC were really pushing this superstar called Sage Northcutt. Okay. Karate champion, built like an absolute bodybuilder. The body of just an absolute... It's just perfection.
Yeah.
Okay? Blonde hair, good-looking kid. Really nice, like too nice in a way. Okay, but not in a way you'd hate him, just like
he's genuine like top bloke.
Like a Robert Irwin.
Yeah, right. Okay? Yep, cool.
He came into the UFC. He didn't do too bad, right? They fed him dummy opponents to start with, but as he got a bit higher up...
Started facing those better known names.
Yeah, didn't do as well. He then got cut and went to ONE FC. So ONE FC is extremely popular in all other countries in the world. They do a whole mix of fighting. A lot of Muay Thai over there as well. He went up against a guy called Cosmo. Cosmo is a fucking beast. For people who don't know, in fighting, Muay Thai, the way they grow up over in Thailand, the way they fight, it's literally like a job for them. This isn't like, I do it like
it's a hobby sort of thing. Like.
Yeah, no, it's how they get paid each week to support their family. So they'll train nonstop, 7 days a week, and then fight on a Saturday.
Yeah, so it's ingrained from like a very young age. Like
young age.
Second nature, more or less.
Mate, that's why you see them kick each other and you're like, how are your shins not in so much pain that you're crying?
That's a fair call. I never thought about that.
So this guy, Cosmo, he wasn't from Thailand or anything, but he had that mentality, that training, everything. So I don't know where he grew up. Maybe Brazil. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
He had something like 300 plus fights under his belt.
Oh yeah, seasoned veteran body
with a lot of wins,
Okay.
So when Sage Northcutt went into
one, you it up, Carl.
Mate, the thing is, they get too many dummy fights, and then if they throw them to a fucking animal, it's dangerous. And this is one of those scenarios. So they throw Sage Northcutt to Cosmo Alexander. First punch Cosmo throws, absolutely shatters his jaw. Shatters. He just hits the deck. Okay, if anyone hasn't seen it, just write Cosmo knockout Sage Northcutt. Hits the deck. The X-rays, his whole side of his face leading up to his nose was literally like pretty much disfigured. And this was a very good looking bloke as well, by the way. So his whole routine to get back into shape, not shape, healing.
Yeah, like rehab.
Very long time.
Well,
very long time. If you looked at the X-ray, his whole jaw was shattered.
Fuck.
Okay, that's from a punch.
Yeah, just imagine what one of the kicks that he does could do.
Yeah, and so I'm just sitting here and I'm like, how has there not been someone who has been thrown on their back and just not maybe been paralyzed? Big E from WWE, he got thrown on his head,
Austin.
Broken neck. Yeah,
sort of Kurt Angle to a degree, Brock Lesnar that time.
Yeah,
there's a long list.
There is a long list. I will end it with this. What's your thoughts on soccer and how they act when they get injured?
It pissed me off a bit, man. I'm going to be honest. Like, I think sometimes, don't get me wrong, like, with the studs up straight to the shit, like, that's going to fucking hurt.
Yep.
But for the most part, I just feel like there's so much carry on. and stuff. And like, I feel as someone who enjoys soccer, football, depending on what part of the world you're from, I feel like that's what takes away from the game a bit. And like, that's what I feel like a lot of people who don't follow it as closely, like that's the one thing that you always see them. So, oh, I hate how they flop. They like just act like a bunch of girls, act like a bunch of pansies. Like, oh, just get up and all that. I know that there's a part of the game that like you can do it to draw a foul, but when you see like some of the bad ones, how like the foot won't even touch them, they like sort of just dive and like it's not a good look, man. Like it needs to be changed, but I feel like that's just part of the game itself, man.
It's engraved in there.
Like it's one of those things where like as frustrating as it is for those who aren't about it, if that can like win you like a free kick or a penalty, like give you an advantage over, like especially in a team sport, I feel like you're gonna do it.
Yeah,
like
they definitely, no matter what they ever do, but even in their fights, when they have fights with each other,
the fights
it's a little push, and then they'll just
the overreaction. It's always like and like they look at the ref like,
what is that over in those countries? The way they do that, like act like a pansy. I don't know what you want to.
Almost like begging for like do something. And it's like no,
dude,
like you're putting it on.
I've never watched an Australian game of soccer where it's just two teams, like say Victoria and Sydney.
Yeah,
did they do it there too?
A little bit. I can't say I've watched A-League in so long.
Yeah,
but a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel even it's sort of in basketball as well. Like when people like you hear the term flopping.
Yep.
And all that, like they over exaggerate. Like they might like I don't know, like get some contact, but instead of just being like like they're sort of like and it's like why are you adding so much sauce? Like just do a natural reaction. And like you often hear as well, like man, even probably when you play basketball in high school, you might be shooting at someone and someone's like, oh, that's a foul sort of thing. It's just like, oh, all right. Like, granted, yeah, I know, like, I may have hit your arm when you were shooting. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, I know. Like, you're a bit over the top. Like, just chillax.
Yeah. My mind's more the fact that there's cameras everywhere now. Every angle, every place.
Yeah.
It was like that guy Suarez or something, whatever his name is in soccer. He actually bit someone.
Yeah, not for the first time.
And I'm going, mate, there is cameras behind you, to the right of you, to the left of you, on top of you, and in front of you. And if they're not, and if somehow they're missing it, some guy in the stands has got his fucking camera phone.
No, most definitely, man. It's the same as in like AFL, but like when people like try to do things behind players, like there's cameras everywhere, and like you can't get away with anything.
Yeah,
and all that.
Guys, that was Morokaii with 2 eyes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Boom.